Alright, it's another day, morning. Doesn't seem like that Chidori girl is gonna talk, does it? Despite everything she said, Junpei is really worried about her. I just don't get why. It's Junpei for you.
Yeah.
I guess, but I'm still a little worried. After school. That's it for today. Probably heard this, but Demon Souls has its levels be its main difficulty instead of bosses mostly. So like the areas that you go through. And the healing in the game is like life gems where you have to buy it. But you can have like 99. Oh, interesting. So Sly 4 is on PS5, but only with their premium service. Oh, is it like a subscription thing like Nintendo's classic games? I don't really follow a whole lot of Sony stuff, so if that's something Sony has, I didn't even realize. This theme is a slapper, but we don't get to hear it for very long. Also, you weren't tripping right? The audio at the beginning of Final Fantasy 16 was low, right? Or was it too loud for you? Just want to make sure your ears weren't damaged. You have trouble hearing? Hope you don't have hearing issues. Okay, so it is a subscription service. Weird. Well, I'm not shelling out for that. I don't know. I think when I was going through like the VODs, cutting it up into parts, gross. When I was cutting it up into parts on my actual video editor since the stream manager glitched out, it sounded fine to me. Was the case, like relative to my voice. That is. My voice was clearly louder than the game, and the game was still a pretty decent volume, I figured. Who wants to hang out here today? So there's Maiko, there's that guy that I'll get up some other way. Miyamoto, I need... Okay, whenever I rank up with someone with like the points with walking the dog, it doesn't tell me like if they were already at the point that they could go up or if that brought them up to the point where they can go up. And it doesn't show it in my social link screen. So I am going to open a notepad and I'm going to write down the people that cannot by default go up and that I should be on the lookout for when walking my dog. So Kazushi Miyamoto and Nozomi Suimitsu. I'm gonna write in brackets Moon. I'm gonna write in brackets Chariot above that dudo. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna put it in my Persona 3 playthrough folder. That's what I'm gonna do. Social links to up. I'm just gonna call this notepad, and I know what it is. Okay, so who was Hidetoshi again? Was he the student council guy? No, not Quest. Social link. Oh, gosh dang it. Yeah. Hidetoshi Otagiri. So he's about to be maxed. So maybe I should go hang out with Yukari? Or something? Just wondering. We have a new burger. Oh, it's Monday. It's discount day. But I don't think I need any new equipment, really. Do you have some time to spare today while I walk back together? Oh, I already have the Lover's Persona. Sure. But yeah. Did you find that? I saw an ad for it on the Nintendo's channel because there's one on the Nintendo Switch if it's the same one. I'm sure there's multiple Smurf games. I don't know how popular they are. Let's see here. So Control F, Lovers. Let's see here. Yukari Takaba, Lovers. We're going 2 to 3. I'm fairly certain now, right? No, we're going 1 to 2. I just unlocked it in the first place. The Smurfs' Dreams. Oh, maybe I haven't heard about that. I don't know. I don't know what the title was of the one I saw before. Oh, Acoustic-kun. You walking back by yourself? I'll come with you. Seems Yukari wants to walk home with me. I feel as we can become closer because I have this weird persona here. Great. Why don't we head somewhere fun? Oh, right. There's this place I want to check out. Let me pick out something nice, would you? I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like it's been a long time.
Lilies are too fragrant. Roses aren't really my thing.
I bloomed a really pretty flower earlier today. It's called a kangaroo apple, is the name of the plant. Which describes the fruit. Because earlier this year, I got a whole bunch of seeds that were in the nightshade family, which is the family that like tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplants are a part of as the 4 big commercial ones. But it turns out there's like thousands of species in the nightshade family. Those are just the 4 popular commercial ones. So I was like, hey, why don't I look into some of these other species and get like other types of seeds? So I got golden pearls, amber pearls, Purple Hell Tomato, Cimbolo, and Kangaroo Apple. But my Kangaroo Apple came up really late, and now Frost is getting ready to come in here pretty soon. So I planted it in a pot so I could take it in and still have a chance to get fruit because it sprouted so late. And it just sprouted its first flower earlier today. It's a dark purple and it's really pretty, a Kangaroo Apple flower. They're really quite nice. I just wanted to throw that out there now that we're talking about flowers.
What color do you think?
There's one like 7 years ago, but no one cared. Cute pink.
You think so? I like pink too. I guess.
So I thought the Kangaroo Apple flower was pretty. I think it's my favorite of the nightshade flowers so far. So between like tomato, potato flowers,
Come to think of it,
pepper flowers, like
peppers by themselves
all those
might be a little
different
plain.
species that I got. I think the Kangaroo Apple
Other
flowers are the
flowers
prettiest.
seem
They're
to
actually
look
pretty nice.
Oh, wait, you've never seen my room, have you? Well then why am I even asking you?
That's mean.
But it's the truth. To be honest, any flowers would be fine if they were from you.
Alright, just ask me out already. Or be mean. Seems like we've grown closer. Alright, back to the stream manager. Rank 2 lovers.
Wow, look at the time. Gosh, what should I get? I'm actually a pretty indecisive person.
I just grow my own flowers.
Ranunculus wouldn't be bad either.
Except when I'm growing flowers, it's usually because they bear fruit. Like, that's why I'm a plant person, is because I like fruit and delicious stuff. I'm rarely growing plants that, like, sometimes I do, but not very often. Growing plants that don't bear me something delicious. One type of flower that I might try growing one day, that I have seeds of that I might try growing next year, that is just purely a flower, is the Texas bluebonnet. Because Texas is the state that I was born in, and so I bought some Texas bluebonnet seeds while I was down in Texas earlier this year, since it's, like, the Texas flower. Hi, how was your day? Rijo-senpai and the others are at the hospital and won't be back until later today. From what I hear, that girl, Chidori, won't say anything. Maybe we should hold off on going to Tartarus until things are under control. We should go to Tartarus. Alright, Koromaru is down to hang out, which could be pretty fun there. Maybe that's what I should do. Apparently my mom tried to grow Texas bluebonnets here once and wasn't successful. But maybe I can succeed where she failed? I don't know. Leave our motors at Koromaru's feet. Koromaru is looking at me with anticipation. Watching a show on animals with him could help with my academics. Koromaru might gain a new ability soon. A new ability for Doggo? Yes, please. Let's do it. It's the usual animal show. Today's the last day of the special on wolves. Nice ventriloquism. Koromaru seems to sympathize with the wolves' leader protecting the pack, giving me a look of fierce determination. Oh, thinking about doggies, like, I have been thinking about adopting a doggy lately. I mean, I've been thinking about it for months, but in terms of, like, I went to an adoption event this past weekend, and there was a doggy there that actually basically fit the kind of niche that I'm looking for, of a dog that gets along with other dogs, is okay in vehicles, so it would be able to go out to the lake, doesn't have that strong of a prey drive, so wouldn't have to worry about seeing a squirrel and just never seeing them again out at the lake. And it's about the same size as the kind of doggies that I'm used to, so, like, that fits really well, and is a shepherd mix that I met this past weekend. Like, I've been really busy for the past several days, so I haven't really followed up about it, but I have been thinking about following up and potentially maybe adopting a doggy in the near future, is the thing. We're all... You want to be the leader now? Let's say that. Like, I don't know if this is something that I really want to get into all that much right now. Basically, another reason is also, like, it's kind of hard for me to get through my head. Is like, I have genuinely wanted, like, another doggy in my life for a while now, but the step of actually doing it and getting another doggy is kind of the hard part, considering when I think of my dog in my head, I still think of Jessie, and it's still kind of difficult for me, and it's kind of hard to start imagining my dog as, like, another dog. Like, I know that adopting another dog would never be, like, a replacement or anything like that, but there is, like, that little bit of mental barrier that is a little bit difficult for me to get through, even though it has been almost a year now. It's been, what, like 11 months here is the case at this point. So, yeah, I'll try to get through kind of like this mental barrier, and I would like to adopt a doggy in the near future, while it's still, like, before winter, so that it's like you can establish to a doggy, like, hey, this is where you should use the washroom before there's like snow on the ground and something like that. Yeah, there was a doggy that I had for a few days, but that one had like a really, really strong prey drive as it turned out. It was actually a really weird situation where the kennel that was basically fostering this dog said that they didn't really know all that much about the dog in terms of like behavioral traits and stuff, and said that she did get, apart from saying that she did get along really well with other dogs and seemed to there at the kennel, but in terms of things like prey drive, they didn't mention anything about that. And they were like, yeah, we don't know much. We're just kind of looking after this doggy since like the organization doesn't have enough space here. But she seemed like really friendly and really nice. And they were like, well, you can take her for now and see if it seems like a right fit. And that's what we did. And we had her for a few days. But her prey drive was so insanely strong. Like she sees a squirrel or something like that and she'd be tugging with all her might on the leash. So it'd probably not be a good fit out at the lake where there's a lot of critters around there and we usually have the gate open and don't want to run risk of like Doggy going missing the moment that there's like a squirrel scene or something like that. And while she would get along with other dogs in like a communal environment, like in a walk or in a park or something like that, the moment that there was a place that she started to associate as her own territory, she would not tolerate other dogs at all and get like super defensive. And it's like, oh, that's really not that great when there's a lot of other dogs in the family, plus our lake cabin there. I mean, Jessie never got along with other dogs either. There was one dog at the lake that she tolerated because that dog was willing to accept that she was the boss. And we did have to be like extremely careful with her out there. It would be really nice to have a doggy that actually just genuinely gets along with other dogs out there, considering how many people have dogs out there all the time, not needing to keep like an eagle eye on your dog to make sure that there aren't other doggies around. And not having to worry about them just like completely vanishing because like some squirrel went by. So we felt like she was a really sweet doggy and like absolutely deserves the best, but like she needs a household that isn't us, with lots of other doggies that are going to be around at different times and a lake place where there's lots of different critters. So we felt like it wasn't really the best fit and had to make the difficult decision to say like, hey, we're not the best fit for her. Because you have to consider both what's the best fit for both the humans and the doggy when you're adopting a dog. And we were not going to be the best fit for her with our kind of environment. So we had to make the difficult decision to say like, yeah, this isn't the one. We're not adopting her. We're bringing her back here. And it was honestly really unprofessional on the part of the kennel that was fostering her to not share this information with us. They also let us know after bringing her back that apparently she'd been returned several times. And it's like, huh. That would have been good information to know that she'd been returned several times and why, instead of just being like, oh, we don't know much about her. Why don't you take her and see what happens? And letting us start getting attached before we realize, hey, there's traits here that maybe would be able to be trained out with time, might not be, because she wasn't exactly like a pup. She was a young dog, but not like a puppy. So some of those things might just be ingrained, like Jessie not getting along with other dogs. That was ingrained. That was something that could not be trained out. It took like a year on and off for her to just tolerate that one other dog that she tolerated. So we know full well how some things can be kind of ingrained. And that would have been very good information to know that she'd been returned several times and why, instead of making us get attached and making the doggy get attached to us. Like, it's just a shitty situation for everyone when you know that there's a reason why this doggy might be returned and you're just going to not share that information and instead present an opportunity where both the humans and the dog can get attached to one another. When that's a situation that could have just been avoided completely if you had just been upfront with that information for us to say from the get-go, oh yeah, this might not be a right fit. Let's not do that. Because I think I had some sort of stream event going on like shortly after that. I think it was my 24-hour cherry stream. It was my 24-hour cherry stream in July that I did of Pokemon X and Y, I'm fairly certain. So I was busy a lot of that like first weekend that we had her. My mom was looking after her for a lot of time. So my mom especially got like really bonded to her. And it was difficult for me too, but it was like especially hard for her to bring that doggy back. So like luckily the doggy did not at all seem to be disappointed to be back. Like, did not seem at all interested in saying farewell to us. Just like, hey, all these people that I recognize and dogs that I recognize, and like super excited to see all them, and like happily walked back into the facility there, didn't look back at us at all. So it's like, okay, like there's no second thoughts on the part of the doggy. It was just like a fun little vacation being with us for a little while. So I'm glad for that. But it was definitely hard on me, not gonna lie, and it was especially hard on my mom. My mom was crying after that, and my mom was saying, like, we can't do that again anytime soon. Having a doggy for a short period of time and then bringing them back, like, it was really, really hard on her and hard on me as well. So, I really don't want to have that kind of situation again because it was difficult. And so when I was at this adoption event on the past weekend, I was asking a lot of questions about this doggy to see, like, hey, would this be a good fit for our household and our lifestyle? Like, because we have to consider both what's best for us and what's best for the dog. Like, you have to consider both sides here. They're both equally important. Make sure that it's a good fit all around. And apparently this one rescue organization, their policy is you need to do like a couple visits and the foster home has to make sure that it's a good fit. So when I went on the weekend, that counts as the first visit, and the second visit has to be at your home, your residence, where the doggy is brought to come see you in your home. And they can do like a bit of an inspection of your home and chatting with all the members of the household to be like, hey, is this a good fit? Like, would this work out? And then if it seems okay, and if the doggy seems comfortable enough there, and like it's a decent enough environment, then you can follow up sometime later and see about potentially adopting. So I might potentially do that, maybe. Because, yeah, this one doggy did seem like super sweet, loved people, loved other doggies, about the size that I'm used to, maybe very slightly bigger than Jessie was. Shepherd mix, so like high energy level, but maybe not as high as a border collie, but like I'm used to border collies, so that's fine. Let's see here. I can find a thingamabob. Here. I can send a picture. Booty bop. Her name is Allie, is what her name is. She's just under 2 years old, so a little bit of an older doggy, so you'd probably have to keep that name if adopting is the case. Let's see here. If I go to where I sent myself this picture here, chat needs to approve here. This is Pupper. So it was a pretty small adoption event. There was only 4 dogs there. And apparently this litter was like very diverse because this is her brother here, which is like looks, it's hard to tell from this angle, but looks like a different breed, is significantly bigger. Again, it's hard to tell at this camera angle here. Our opinion is very important. Is this doggo here that I was thinking about potentially? A bit of a shepherd mix here. I can send these thingamabobs to, is the case. Once they send through here. It goes black, and right when the stream loaded back in, the whole thing just sped up like crazy. Oh, geez. Here, I can, here, people talk about how it's starting to rain. But yeah, very much liked playing with the other doggies. Like, seemed very sweet. So yeah, this is who I went and met this past weekend. Seemed like quite a sweetheart. So yeah, she's been a little bit on my radar lately, thinking about doggies. Very much loves to play with other doggies. Something that you would never catch Jessie doing ever. Well, sometimes very, very extremely rarely with the one doggy that she tolerated. So yeah, that's a doggy that I've been having a look at here. Is the case. Wanna be the leader now? And I have been going to a lot of adoption events whenever I get the chance. But, you know, so many of them is just like, you know, there's so many sweet doggies here, but I don't know if this one's the right fit. This one, though, has like a whole lot of the traits I'm looking for, of someone that's a bit more cuddly, someone that doesn't have too strong of a prey drive, someone that actually likes other doggies, and all that. So, yeah. So maybe at some point I'd figure out doing that, like, second visit and, like, meeting in the household here and being like, hey, does this seem like it would be a good fit? Is this something that we want to take further? And how much of what? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Does she like Slime 4 and Skull of Bones, though? I sure hope not. Romaru is focused even harder on the Wolves Pack leader now. Compared to before, the look in Koromaru's eyes seems to have changed. Also, a Shibu or a Shibo mix, as cute as they are, like Koromaru here, not my kind of doggy for owning. My kind of doggy for owning is Shepherd / Collies. What it would be. It's since I'm used to border collies. Compared to before, the look in Koromaru's eyes seems to have changed. It's as if he's gained a sense of pride from the wolf's leader. What do you get, huh? Personality. Auto Secunda. Lowers accuracy evasion of one random foe for 3 turns when a battle starts. Weird, but okay. Your kind of dog is a cat. That facial animation on Koromaru looked like an animation you'd see in one of the Sly games. Like, higher quality model, but just the way in which the mouth moved, it reminded me of the Sly animations. You look determined. The kind of robotic-y thing. Why not a dog and a cat? You're saying, like, getting both? That's something that my mom wants to do one day. Like, get a puppy and a kitty that are raised together and then therefore are friends. But that might be sometime after I move out, because that's something that we debated for a little while is, what is the next critter of the household going to be? Is it going to be a dog that I take with me when I move out one day? Or is it going to be the dog and cat together that, like, stay with my mom, stay with my parents when I move out? And what we ended up deciding was the next critter of the household is going to be the dog that becomes, like, my dog and I take with me when I move out. So maybe there'll be a dog and cat in the household one day in the future, but maybe not while I'm still living here. But yeah, and that's something that you can definitely train out of a dog, is also the case. Yeah, the one that I met there definitely had a little bit of jumpiness, but they were trying to be like, hey, no, let's not do that. And apparently she seems like a fast learner. Like, apparently they've only just recently been working on recall with her, but she's already, like, pretty good at it. Fan of being around dogs. What? We're gonna have to ban both of you. How about the cat and a dog, but they did not grow up together? Cat has been here for a while. Are they good enough friends, or they just kind of tolerate one another? Koromaru is keeping sharp. Watching how animals live in the wild helped me improve my academics. There we go, I'm smarter. I'll get even more intelligent. Wow, I'm super boosted, huh? Watch the program to the end. I should head back to my room. Oh, there's dark hour stuff going on tonight? Wow, Guzma's not boosted at all. Well, just very slightly.
Looks like Chidori still ain't back yet. I get it's her own fault for running off on her own, but she's still one of us, you know? We gotta help her somehow.
Don't be impatient, Jin. If she hasn't yet freed herself, that must mean her evoker was taken. Our first objective must be to retrieve it. It would mean nothing to free Chidori without it. For us, our persona is as precious as our very lives. We should wait for an opportunity. They've found their own navigator, their own set of eyes. Without Chidori, we'd only be playing into their hands.
Yeah, you're right, Takaya. Sorry I lost my cool there for a second. But what are we gonna do? They took down that shadow during the last full moon like it was nothing. If they got someone who can predict our moves, it'll be hard to catch them off guard.
Yes, that's true.
By the way, what is that thing? It looks like some kind of clunky evoker.
It's a real gun.
This is one of the first evokers ever developed. I suppose you could call it a prototype.
It's a flintlock evoker.
Right. You've never seen this before, have you, Jin? This was truly a terrible piece of work. In exchange for drawing out the full extent of a persona's latent power, the cost is that they become exceedingly difficult to control, especially for those who had their power forced upon them, like ourselves. To a persona that has lost control, the user is but a shackle. In those days, it was more commonplace to be killed by our own personas than by the shadows. This was the result of one such killing. I am a shadow, the true self. Regardless, I'm not one to dwell on the past.
So, that's why you don't use an evoker?
Hardly. The real reason is far more practical. I don't use one because I have no need. I don't require something as inelegant as a tool to prove my resolve.
You literally keep a revolver in your pants at all times.
Special, Takaya.
Yet, there is always someone out there who is even greater. such as one who can wield multiple personas. Am I feeling attachment for someone? Impossible.
Maybe this game wasn't as straight as I thought it was.
Gaia?
Such a thought is beneath me.
Alright, so now it's the next game. The next game? The next day. Jeebus. I can hear people talking.
Hey there!
Hey, have you tried that famous beef bowl at Umiyushi? It's only available for a limited time. I haven't. Is it new?
Yep.
Yep, but only during fall. Anyone has been raving about it. Lots of shops have been putting out new products lately, like at Manga Star. Wait, you really haven't heard about any of this? You've kind of been out of the loop, huh? Sounds like various shops have new products for sale. I should take a look sometime soon. Yeah, so personas can be a little bit darker in this game. Or they kill the user, sounds like. Things got a little bit more serious there. Oh, what's happening here?
Yamagishi, do you sense anything?
No.
By refusing to speak, you're only hurting yourself.
Wait.
We aren't trying to keep you hostage. We just want to avoid unnecessary...
I'm gonna predict something here. You know, typically in a story, you're not going to have, like, a Chekhov's gun unfired. And this is going to be, like, a very literal Chekhov's gun, considering an evoker is a gun. So, like, you introduce Chekhov's gun, you have to fire it. So at some point, that early prototype thingamabob is going to have to be fired. Some Dudo's persona is going to lose control. And at first I assumed, like, oh, it'll just become like that guy when he gets, like, really desperate in battle against us. But it is occurring to me that we took away her evoker, and she is extremely desperate to summon her persona. And what if she's just like, an evoker, and then summons it, and then everything bad happens, and then...
How's Chidori? You're back again. Why are you so hung up on her, Junpei?
Says the guy who's already here.
Not a word.
Let me talk to her.
Iori, you're getting really emotionally invested in this. Is everything all right?
Well, I know she attacked me, but I don't know. I just can't get her out of my head. Please, let me do this.
Junpei-kun.
Jeez.
That animation could have been a whole lot better. Not like the animation was sloppy, it just mean like it could be different.
All right.
Like
See if
it
you can
kind of
get
looked
through
like mock showing respect. You want to really show respect, you take off your hat, you put it on your chest, and you bow.
You okay? I'm glad they let you keep your sketchbook. Wow. You're still drawing pictures? Even in the hospital? You really do like to draw, huh?
It doesn't matter. She spoke to him. Only I can understand my drawings.
Wait, Chidori, your arm. It's bleeding.
Not again. Yamagishi, get the doctor.
Right?
What happened? Why are you bleeding?
She does it to herself. I thought I took all the sharp objects in here.
She did this to herself?
Apparently, we can't leave her unattended for even a moment. At the very least, she seems to heal at an astonishing rate.
Let go of me!
And that cut on your hand back at the station. You did that to yourself?
I never asked for you to worry about me. You are the one who jumped to conclusions.
Well, I want you to stop. You can't be doing that. I'm not just saying this because I'm worried about you. I don't want to see you hurting yourself. All right?
The doctor will be here soon. You should head back.
Right.
You seem to have found your voice.
Class is ended for today. Well, I guess I just won't type what I was typing there. I'll go get a skill card and then figure out what I'm doing. I mean, I kind of, as much as I hate to say it, I do get it. Being at a point where you feel like you deserve to punish yourself. Or like, you feel like you deserve punishment. In some case, for your own failures. So, I mean, that I'm not exactly proud to say I get. I don't know what the heck this is, but I'm getting this. Is the frame rate off again? Here, what the heck am I doing? Oh, Koro-chan, he really likes to lie down at the dorm's front entrance, huh? But it doesn't seem like he's just lazing around. If you see him out there, could you check on him? So let's see here. Yeah, she did not try to kill him. That was not the case. Here, let's be saving from time to time. Whoa, always cycle to the next slot. But yeah. One way of doing it. I've never cut myself before. I don't intend to ever do so. I've done other things though. Not exactly proud to say. Should I spend some time with Koromaru today? Sure. Koromaru is eagerly watching all the people pass by again today. No, not the girl in a floral shirt. What happened?
We're in trouble. It's my friend. He accidentally stepped on a doggy's tail. And now he won't stop chasing him. I think the doggy's real mad.
We better hurry.
This way.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter what I say. I gotta ask for directions, or say we better hurry, and she'll always say, it's this way.
I'm sorry.
There's a boy at the top of the jungle gym. Koromaru is trying to reason with the stray dog. I just imagine people behind the voice acting booths making these sounds. Let's chase it away. Guzma, the turn animation on the smaller dog killed you. Yeah, that was a Pokemon Sword and Shield moment if I've ever seen it.
Koromaru, thank you. What's wrong? It's okay. You can come down now.
I can't get down. It's too high. I shouldn't have climbed up here.
I helped the boy get down.
The dog in the jungle gym was so scary. I thought I was gonna die. Thanks for helping me, mister.
Thanks for helping me, mister! I can't deliver it like he can. It's all thanks to Koromaru. Like, it felt like he started suffering from constipation as the sentence went on.
And I brought them here. I knew where to find Koromaru all along. I heard from the priest. He said Koromaru would...
It started sounding almost lemon grabby at the end. Very slightly.
So, even though he found a new spot, he's still protecting us?
Sounds right to me.
I knew it. Koromaru is this town's watchdog.
I found out why Koromaru sits there in the sun. I understand him a little better now.
Oh, by the way, are you Koromaru's new owner?
We're friends.
Is there really a difference?
Was that like the little
Well, as long as he's happy.
2 feet happy trot that Shibus do? It was kind of hard to see past the text box.
Whoa, you're right. Okay, see you guys later.
There was a little bit again. But I feel like my courage has increased after seeing Koromaru stand up to a threat. Wow. Stats up, social stats. Shouldn't it say social stats, stats up? Beautiful flowers are laid there. They look new. Are these here to honor the memory of the priest? Gormar and I went back to the dorm together.